When Good Lives began back in 2020, people with learning disabilities spoke about what was most important to them in order for them to lead a good life. These are the six main things they said and were used to form the six chapters of Good Lives, building change together. People said that employment and contribution were one of the main things that they needed to lead a good life. Having meaning and purpose are so important if people are to lead a good life. It is important that we can all experience the sense of belonging that comes from feeling valued and respected for the contribution we can make. But there are barriers that we must remove, that we will allow people with learning disabilities to be able to access good jobs and have more independence, choice, and control in their life. I spoke to Julia Pointer, who works for NDTI, about some work they have been doing around supported internship to try and encourage more young people with learning disabilities into paid work.
So my name is Julie Pointer and I work for the National Development Team for Inclusion, NDTI, and I'm the Children and Young People Programme Lead there. So support internships came about as part of the new special educational need and disability reforms. So we've been working across the country, support internship as an opportunity for young people between 16 and 25 who have an education, health and care plan to follow a pathway into employment. And I think we've seen some good work, but it's quite patchy. So we're about to be starting on a new piece of work called Internships Work, where we're working in partnership with DFM Project Search and the British Association for Supported Employment to try and push more opportunities for young people to follow a supported internship and then, hopefully get into the world of work. When we talk to young people with a learning disability and autistic young people as well, they talk about wanting to do the same that every young person has a chance to do. So having a job, having friends, doing things in their community, being as independent as they can be. And employment is such an important part of that, because if you are in paid employment, not only do you earn money, but you have a role, you kind of give something back and you make friends through the work that you do. And of course, then you're adding to the economy because you're using your money to go shopping, and to carry out sort of activities that other people do. So I think particularly for people with a learning disability, to have that opportunity to actually be in paid work has massive benefits, and it's good for your mental health and well-being, as well as being good for your physical health as well. So it's really important. Exactly that. What we always say is that we must start much earlier on. So we talk about, we were very involved in a program called Preparing for Adulthood, and employment was a big part of that. We talk about preparing young people from the earliest years. So making sure when children are little that you're having those conversations very early on, like what do you want to be when you grow up? And being exposed to, or having people come talk about the work that they do so that you can see what's positive and what's possible for you. And then as young people grow, as they become kind of teenagers and move into their adult life, it's important that colleges and universities actually continue to work with young people to look at what skills they've got and to kind of think about what jobs they might like to do, and maybe where they might need some extra support to learn some new things to help them into that world of work. But it's kind of everyone's business, I think, and it has to start when children are small. And we certainly know 2 or 3 people that we work with that we use to help us with training, actually, who've got their own micro enterprises. So one person that I'm thinking of in particular is a young woman with a learning disability who runs her own theatre company and goes and does training in schools on using signs as well. So yeah, absolutely, we need to have a kind of bigger variety of opportunities for people, including jobs in places, you know, so like working in a school or working in a hospital or working in a local authority, but also that opportunity to create your own jobs and doing things that kind of work for you as well.
Please be in touch to find out how you can get more involved in Good Lives.